Chapter 1. The journey is more fun if you know where you're going. Several years ago, as I was thumbing through Success magazine, I came across a study that Gallup did on what people thought it meant to be a success. That appealed to me because I've always been interested in helping others to become successful, and I wanted to know what Gallup had gleaned. Their answers fell into 12 categories, but the number one answer was good health. 58% of the people identified that with success over anything else. I don't know about you, but I value good health, and after my heart attack I value it even more. But if I had only good health and nothing else, I don't know that I would label myself successful. I've discovered that people often find it hard to define success. But if you don't know what success is, how will you ever achieve it? That's why I want to help you identify a definition of success that will work for you. Success is a journey. Let me begin to illustrate by telling you a story. Several years ago, I stood before the 74 employees of Enjoy, the organization I had founded in 1985 to teach leadership and personal development, and prepared to tell them some news that I knew would be exciting to some and discouraging to others. I was going to tell them that in a year's time, we would be moving the company from San Diego, California, to Atlanta, Georgia. My friend Dick Peterson, Enjoy's president at the time, and I had been talking about the possibility of moving the company for about 6 months. It had begun as a casual what-if conversation, but then we started giving it more serious thought. We weighed the advantages and asked our director of finance to run some numbers. We talked about the opportunities that such a move would bring. And finally, we determined that moving to Atlanta made sense professionally, logistically, and economically. We knew that if we wanted to go to a new level in our growth and development, not only as a company, but as individuals, we needed to make the change. In many ways, that was a very tough decision. I never expected to leave San Diego. From the day we moved there from Indiana, my wife, Margaret, and I felt that it was home. It was the only home that our kids, Elizabeth and Joel Porter, had ever really known. But as much as we loved living in San Diego, we were willing to make the sacrifice of moving away so that we could achieve greater success. Our more serious concern was for the people on the Enjoy team. We weren't sure how they would react. San Diego is one of the most beautiful cities in the country, and the weather is perfect. Many of our employees were San Diego natives, and they had a lot to keep them there. As I prepared to talk to the staff, there was a noisy energy in the room. All of us hadn't met as a group in almost a year, and I could see the excitement and anticipation in many of their faces. "Gang, I'd like to have your attention," I started. "I have a very important announcement to make. In 1 year from now, we will be moving Enjoy to Atlanta." I saw a whole range of reactions. Some looked shocked. Others looked as if they had been punched in the stomach. Jane Hansen, one of our best customer service representatives, was wide-eyed as her chin dropped, and she coughed out a short breath in disbelief every 8 to 10 seconds for the first minute that I talked. From our managers I saw relief. They had been keeping their knowledge of the move secret for weeks. For 50 minutes, Dick Peterson and I explained all our reasons for the move, gave them stats and information on Atlanta, and showed them a video from the Atlanta Chamber of Commerce. And we told them that anyone who was willing to go to Atlanta would have a job when he or she got there. Then we introduced 2 people who had flown in from Atlanta's best real estate agency to answer questions. Willing to take the journey. We weren't sure what kind of reaction we would get from our staff. We were proposing a major move that would radically change their lives. What a surprise it was when more than 90% of the team said they would move or at least consider moving to Atlanta. They were willing to take the trip. That got me to thinking. Why were so many of them willing to be uprooted, leaving behind everything that was familiar, including family and friends, to move all the way across the country? I concluded that they were willing to go for 4 reasons. 1. We gave them a picture of where they were going. As Dick, the 2 real estate agents, and I spoke to our people, We gave them a picture of our future in Atlanta, the positive working environment, the greater number of lives that we would be able to touch, the improvement in their quality of life, and the opportunity that we as a company would have to go to the next level. They could see it all, the benefits to them personally and to the company. 2. We answered their questions. The prospect of taking a journey can create insecurity and lead to numerous questions. Our people wanted to know where we would be locating the office, what Atlanta's schools were like, the condition of the housing market, the cultural and entertainment attractions available in the city, the state tax structure, and so on. In that first meeting, we were able to answer nearly all of their questions. 3. They had experienced personal success in their lives. As a team, Enjoy was experiencing success, and so were the individuals. They were responsible for the company's success and at the same time were enjoying the fruits of that success. They had a sense of purpose. They were growing personally. And they were helping others. 4. They were no longer the same and wanted to continue to have significance. A couple of weeks before we announced the move, I heard Patty Knoll, one of our employees, say, "I love working for Enjoy, helping so many people through what we do. I can't imagine working anywhere else." Once a person has tasted success and realizes that her efforts have significance, it's something that she never forgets and that she never wants to give up. Making a difference in the lives of others changes her outlook on life and her priorities. You may be saying to yourself, "That's great. It's good that your people wanted to move to Georgia. But what does that have to do with me? I'm not going on this trip to Atlanta." What about the definition of success? It's true that you may not be moving to Atlanta, but you are preparing to go on a journey, the journey of success, and that trip has the potential of taking you a long way, maybe farther than you've dreamed. To take it, you'll need the same things that our people at Enjoy needed: a picture of where you're going, answers to your questions about success, knowledge of what success is like, and the ability to change and continue growing. It's my desire to provide these things for you in this book. I want to teach you what it means to be on the success journey, answer many of your questions, and equip you with what you'll need to change yourself and keep growing. In the process, you'll discover that success is for everyone: the homemaker and the business person, the student and the person approaching retirement, the athlete and the local church pastor, the factory worker and the entrepreneur. The traditional picture of success. The problem for most people who want to be successful is not that they can't achieve success. The main obstacle for them is that they misunderstand success. Maltby D. Babcock said, "One of the most common mistakes and one of the costliest is thinking that success is due to some genius, some magic, something or other which we do not possess." What is success? What does it look like? Most people have a vague picture of what it means to be a successful person that looks something like this: the wealth of Bill Gates, the physique of Arnold Schwarzenegger, or Cindy Crawford, the intelligence of Albert Einstein, the athletic ability of Michael Jordan, the creativity of Steve Jobs, the social grace and poise of Jackie Kennedy, the imagination of Walt Disney, and the heart of Mother Teresa. That sounds absurd, but it's closer to the truth than we would like to admit. Many of us picture success as looking like one other than who we are, and we especially can't be 8 other people. And more important than that, you shouldn't want to be. If you tried to become just like even one of these other people, you wouldn't be successful. You would be a bad imitation of them, and you would eliminate the possibility of becoming the person you were meant to be. The wrong picture of success. Even if you avoid the trap of thinking that success means being like some other person, you might still have a wrong picture of success. Frankly, the majority of people misunderstand it. They wrongly equate it with achievement of some sort, with arriving at a destination or attaining a goal. Here are several of the most common misconceptions about success. Wealth. Probably the most common misunderstanding about success is that it's the same as having money. A lot of people believe that if they accumulate wealth, they will be successful. But wealth does not bring contentment or success. Industrialist John D. Rockefeller, a man so rich that he gave away more than $350 million in his lifetime, was once asked how much money it would take to satisfy him. His reply, just a little bit more. King Solomon of ancient Israel, said to be not only the wisest but also the richest man who ever lived, asserted, "Whoever loves money never has money enough, whoever loves wealth is never satisfied with his income." 1. Wealth and what it brings are at best fleeting. For example, in 1923, a small group of the world's wealthiest men met at the Edgewater Beach Hotel in Chicago, Illinois. They were a who's who of wealth and power. At that time, they controlled more money than the total amount contained in the United States Treasury. Here is a list of who was there and what eventually happened to them. Charles Schwab, president of the largest independent steel company, died broke. Arthur Cutten, greatest of the wheat speculators, died abroad, insolvent. Richard Whitney, president of the New York Stock Exchange, died just after release from Sing Sing prison. Albert Fall, member of a U.S. president's cabinet, was pardoned from prison so that he could die at home. Jess Livermore, greatest bear on Wall Street, committed suicide. Leon Fraser, president of the Bank of International Settlements, committed suicide. Ivor Kreuger, head of the world's greatest monopoly, committed suicide. 2. Even Greek millionaire Aristotle Onassis, who retained his wealth and died at a ripe old age, recognized that money isn't the same as success. He maintained that after you reach a certain point, money becomes unimportant. What matters is success. A special feeling. Another common misconception is that people have achieved success when they feel successful or happy. But trying to feel successful is probably even more difficult than trying to become wealthy. The continual search for happiness is a primary reason that so many people are miserable. If you make happiness your goal, you are almost certainly destined to fail. You will be on a continual roller coaster, changing from successful to unsuccessful with every mood change. Life is uncertain, and emotions aren't stable. Happiness simply cannot be relied on as a measure of success. Specific and worthwhile possessions. Think back to when you were a kid. Chances are that there was a time when you wanted something badly, and you believed that if you possessed that thing, it would make a significant difference in your life. For me, it was a burgundy and silver Schwinn bicycle. One Christmas morning when I looked under the tree, I saw my vision of what a bicycle ought to be. That was back when bikes were bikes. They were solid as tanks. And mine had everything I could ever want on it: mud flaps, chrome, bells, lights, the works. For a while it was great. I loved that bike, and I spent a lot of time riding it. But I soon discovered that it didn't bring me the success or long-term contentment that I hoped for and expected. That process has repeated itself in my life. I found that success didn't come when I became a starter on my high school basketball team, when I became the student body president in college, or when I bought my first house. It has never come as the result of possessing something I wanted. Possessions are at best a temporary fix. Success cannot be attained or measured that way. Power. Charles McElroy once joked, "Power is usually recognized as an excellent short-term antidepressant." That statement contains a lot of truth because power often gives the appearance of success, but even then, it's only temporary. You've probably heard the quote from English historian Lord Acton. "Power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolutely." Power really is a test of character. In the hands of a person of integrity, it is of tremendous benefit; in the hands of a tyrant, it causes terrible destruction. By itself, power is neither positive nor negative. And it is not the source of security or success. Besides, all dictators, even benevolent ones, eventually lose power. Achievement. Many people have what I call destination disease. They believe that if they can arrive somewhere, attain a position, accomplish a goal, or have a relationship with the right person, they will be successful. At one time, I had a similar view of success. I defined it as the progressive realization of a predetermined, worthwhile goal. But over time I realized that the definition fell short of the mark. Simply achieving goals doesn't guarantee success or contentment. Look at what happened with Michael Jordan. In 1993, he decided to retire from basketball, saying that he had accomplished all the goals he had wanted to achieve. And then he went on to play baseball in the minor leagues, but not for long. He couldn't stay away from the game of basketball, and he came out of retirement 2 times to play several more years. Playing the game, being in the midst of the process, was the thing. You see, success isn't a list of goals to be checked off one after another. It's not reaching a destination. Success is a journey. The right picture of success. So how do you get started on the success journey? What does it take to be a success? 2 things are required: the right picture of success and the right principles for getting there. The picture of success isn't the same for any 2 people because we're all created differently as unique individuals. But the process is the same for everyone. It's based on principles that do not change. After more than 25 years of knowing successful people and studying the subject, I have developed the following definition of success. Success is knowing your purpose in life, growing to reach your maximum potential, and sowing seeds that benefit others. You can see by this definition why success is a journey rather than a destination. No matter how long you live or what you decide to do in life, you will never exhaust your capacity to grow toward your potential or run out of opportunities to help others. When you see success as a journey, you'll never have the problem of trying to arrive at an elusive final destination. And you'll never find yourself in a position where you have accomplished some final goal, only to discover that you're still unfulfilled and searching for something else to do. Another benefit of focusing on the journey of success instead of on arriving at a destination or achieving a goal is that you have the potential to become a success today. The very moment that you make the shift to finding your purpose, growing to your potential, and helping others, successful is something you are right now, not something you vaguely hope one day to be. To get a better handle on these aspects of success, let's take a look at each one of them. Knowing your purpose. Nothing can take the place of knowing your purpose. Millionaire industrialist Henry J. Kaiser, the founder of Kaiser Aluminum as well as the Kaiser Permanente healthcare system, said, "The evidence is overwhelming that you cannot begin to achieve your best unless you set some aim in life." Or put another way, if you don't try actively to discover your purpose, you're likely to spend your life doing the wrong things. I believe that God created every person for a purpose. According to psychologist Viktor Frankl, everyone has his own specific vocation or mission in life. Everyone must carry out a concrete assignment that demands fulfillment. Therein he cannot be replaced, nor can his life be repeated. Thus everyone's task is as unique as his specific opportunity to implement it. Each of us has a purpose for which we were created. Our responsibility and our greatest joy is to identify it. Here are some questions to ask yourself to help you identify your purpose. For what am I searching? All of us have a strong desire buried in our hearts, something that speaks to our deepest thoughts and feelings, something that sets our souls on fire. Some people have a strong sense of what that is when they're just children. Others take half a lifetime to discover it. But no matter what, it's there. You only need to find it. I'll talk more about how to develop the dream that's within you in the next chapter. Why was I created? Each of us is different. No one else in the world has exactly the same gifts, talents, background, or future. That's one of the reasons it would be a serious mistake for you to try to be someone other than yourself. Think about your unique mix of abilities, the resources available to you, your personal history, and the opportunities around you. If you objectively identify these factors and discover the desire of your heart, you will have done a lot toward discovering your purpose in life. Do I believe in my potential? You cannot consistently act in a manner inconsistent with the way you see yourself. If you don't believe that you have potential, you will never try to reach it. And if you aren't willing to work toward reaching your potential, you will never be successful. Growing to your potential. Novelist H.G. Wells held that wealth, notoriety, place, and power are no measures of success whatsoever. The only true measure of success is the ratio between what we might have been and what we have become. In other words, success comes as the result of growing to our potential. It's been said that our potential is God's gift to us, and what we do with it is our gift to Him. But at the same time, our potential is probably our greatest untapped resource. Henry Ford observed, "There is no man living who isn't capable of doing more than he thinks he can do." We have nearly limitless potential, yet too few ever try to reach it. Why? The answer lies in this: we can do anything, but we can't do everything. Many people let everyone around them decide their agendas in life. As a result, they never really dedicate themselves to their purpose in life. They become a jack of all trades, master of none rather than a jack of few trades, focused on one. If that describes you more than you'd like, you're probably ready to take steps to make a change. Here are 4 principles to put you on the road to growing toward your potential. 1. Concentrate on one main goal. Nobody ever reached her potential by scattering herself in 20 directions. Reaching your potential requires focus. That's why it's so important for you to discover your purpose. Once you've decided where to focus your attention, you must decide what you are willing to give up to do it. And that's crucial. There can be no success without sacrifice. The two go hand in hand. If you desire to accomplish little, sacrifice little. But if you want to accomplish great things, be willing to sacrifice much. 2. Concentrate on continual improvement. David D. Glass, Chief Executive Officer of Walmart Stores, was once asked whom he admired most. His answer was Walmart founder Sam Walton. He remarked, "There's never been a day in his life, since I've known him, that he didn't improve in some way." Commitment to continual improvement is the key to reaching your potential and to being successful. Each day you can become a little bit better than you were yesterday. It puts you one step closer to your potential. And you'll also find that what you get as the result of your growth is not nearly as important as what you become along the way. 3. Forget the past. My friend Jack Hayford, founding pastor of Church on the Way in Van Nuys, California, commented, "The past is a dead issue, and we can't gain any momentum moving toward tomorrow if we are dragging the past behind us." Unfortunately, that's what too many people do. They drag the past with them wherever they go. And as a result, they never make any progress. Maybe you've made a lot of mistakes in your life, or you've had an especially difficult past with many obstacles. Work your way through it and move on. Don't let it prevent you from reaching your potential. If you need inspiration, think of other people who overcame seemingly insurmountable obstacles, such as Booker T. Washington. He was born into slavery and was denied access to the resources available to white society, but he never let that prevent him from pursuing his potential. He founded the Tuskegee Institute and the National Black Business League. He said, "I have learned that success is to be measured not so much by the position that one has reached in life as by the obstacles which one has overcome while trying to succeed." No doubt, you can think of others who have overcome tragedies or past mistakes to pursue their potential. You may even know personally some people who fought back from adversity to become successful. Let them inspire you. No matter what you've faced in the past, you have the potential to overcome it. 4. Focus on the future. Baseball Hall of Famer Yogi Berra declared, "The future isn't what it used to be." Although that may be true, it's still the only place we have to go. Your potential lies ahead of you whether you're 8, 18, 48, or 80. You still have room to improve yourself. Sowing seeds that benefit others. When you know your purpose in life and are growing to reach your maximum potential, you're well on your way to being a success. But there is one more essential part of the success journey: helping others. Without that aspect, the journey can be a lonely and shallow experience. It's been said that we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. Physician, theologian, and philosopher Albert Schweitzer stated it even more strongly: the purpose of human life is to serve, and to show compassion and the will to help others. For him, the success journey led to Africa, where he served people for many years. For you, sowing seeds that benefit others probably won't mean traveling to another country to serve the poor, unless that is the purpose you were born to fulfill. And if it is, you won't be satisfied until that's what you're doing. However, if you're like most people, helping others is something you can do right here at home, whether it's spending more time with your family, developing an employee who shows potential, helping people in the community, or putting your desires on hold for the sake of your team at work. The key is to find your purpose and help others while you're pursuing it. Entertainer Danny Thomas insisted that all of us are born for a reason, but all of us don't discover why. Success in life has nothing to do with what you gain in life or accomplish for yourself. It's what you do for others. The success journey will not look the same for everyone because the picture of success is different for every person. But the principles used to take the journey don't change. They can be applied at home, in school, at the office, on the ball field, and in church. That's what the remainder of this book is about: the principles that can help you work toward knowing your purpose, growing to your potential, and sowing seeds that benefit others. It doesn't matter where you are now. You can learn and apply these ideas. You can be successful today. Please allow me to guide you, so you can also know what it means to take the success journey. You'll never look at success the same way again, and your life will be changed forever. You'll agree with columnist Whit Hobbs, who wrote, "Success is waking up in the morning, whoever you are, wherever you are, however old or young, and bounding out of bed because there's something out there that you love to do, that you believe in, that you're good at, something that's bigger than you are, and you can hardly wait to get at it again today. Come on. Let's get started."